episode 88, and we're back. It's been a while. Michael here, and so is Dante and Eddie.
Hooray!
Yeah, sorry guys, I didn't mean to be here.
Yeah, he just kind of got dragged in. So,
yeah, it just happened.
Fun facts of why there's been like a break for the past month and a half or 2 months, because I moved to the opposite side of the world. Not really, but pretty far. I went from Eastern Time Zone to Alaska Standard. And
Alaska.
The fuck's in Alaska, right?
Mike had to fight off grizzly bears and moose
And the Kraken.
just to get onto this podcast. Yeah, exactly.
Right? I have to do that on the
I heard
way
of
to the
moose and-
podcast booth. It's a lot of ammo to go through.
Congrats, buddy. That's a pretty huge life event. Like getting a nice promotion and moving across. Like that was a hell of an adventure.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, it's great. It was kind of an adventure. I mean, miss all my family and friends and stuff, but like, it's been cool so far. It's good for the career for a little bit, So.
Well, you've never been shy of moving somewhere. It's like you've been like 5, 6, 7 major cities.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta
in
do
the
what
last
you gotta
7
do,
years
right?
alone. Yeah.
But it's beautiful because, I mean, Michigan, we don't have mountains everywhere. And in the city here, I mean, you see mountains surrounding the whole city, and it's crazy. It's kind of cool to see. Like, when you drive up to my place, you see a huge mountain range right behind my building. It's surreal.
Cool.
It really is. So, yeah. I don't know. But, yeah, it's been, the mountain air, too, is something different. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, do you just feel better overall?
Oh, yeah, I feel better. Like, I don't know. Like, when I got off the plane and I got here, I just took a deep breath outside because I'm like, man, the air is just totally crisp and different. Also, the summers, I found out, it's going to be like about 70 degrees here, but like nice cool 70, 75 degrees. Like, it's not going to be that humid, sticky Michigan, like, kill me now, put the air conditioner on type of summer. So yeah, it should be interesting. But anyways, thanks for listening to the podcast if you are, and if you're not, listen to it. We're going to just put the link in front of everyone's faces again.
That's a good advert, especially in podcast.
Yeah. I know, right? Jeez. Okay.
If you're not listening to this podcast, how are you hearing this?
How are you hearing this? I'm going to make you hear it. No, I was kidding.
What is wrong with you?
So we're gonna start off with some fun stuff. I unfortunately haven't had my gaming system in my couch for the past month because apparently it takes 4 to 5 weeks to get your shit from Michigan to Alaska, because they drive it to Seattle and then they put it on a boat for 3 or 4 days and then it gets to Anchorage and then they can ship it off into Alaska. So yeah.
Did it like a herd of seals dragged it in? Right?
Yeah, and
like that's how you got
and
it
whales
to land.
Yeah, and beluga whales.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Right? So, but now I have everything set up. I'll be back to gaming and be back online. So if you haven't seen me online, that is why. Yeah, so we're going to kick it off with some PlayStation stuff. God of War, that came out. All right? And I think Dante's the only one that has it that's played it so far. And he's going to tell us what it's like and any tips or advice on playing the game. Because I heard that they've already patched it or something like that, or they're planning on to. So, Dante?
The only major issue I had with it so far is that the text is really small. But other than that, I mean, yeah, I'm playing on a giant TV and it's still small.
Like the text for like
I mean,
the UI or the text for like the, like the
there's lore in the game. So your son Atreus, he basically transcribes to you the written word inside the game because Kratos can't read that language.
Oh,
your son can, so he's like translating everything to you. And then you go into the menu and try to read the lore and all that stuff, and it goes through a lot of Norse mythology.
Oh, that's cool.
So the only issue the game really has is it's kind of like what The Witcher 3 ran into, where the text is just small. It just is.
Okay.
Even on a bigger TV, it's small. But besides that, it's like they took everything I love about God of War and Tomb Raider and Batman and Zelda, even things like that, and just gave it this like crazy amount of polish.
Wow.
It's absolutely gorgeous. Like the actual environments and everything. I'm playing on a vanilla PS4 on a 4K TV, and it is the most stunningly beautiful game I've ever played.
That's exciting.
I mean, like presentation wise, it's absolutely amazing. The music's great. It's by Bear McCreary. The voice acting is amazing so far. I'm only about 5 hours into it, and I'm blown away. When the game starts out pretty linear, and then once it opens up, it's just a lot of fun to explore.
Wait, it opens
similar
up?
to Zelda. It doesn't. Yeah, like it's not an open world game, but it is similar to Tomb Raider and like Metroid Prime and stuff like that, where it gives you a little bit of leeway to explore on your own.
Okay.
But it's not a full open world game or anything like that.
Okay. But it's not like completely linear like the old God of War games where you're like, you have this way to go and
Yeah,
that's
exactly. Like, yeah, exactly. I mean, the old God of War games, if you haven't played them, they were awesome, cinematic, crazy cool games with really fun combat. But Kratos was
But still very a linear, like hack and slash.
Yeah, I mean, it's a linear hack and slash, and Kratos was like a one-note revenge monster. Like that was what he was as a character, and this is exploring.
So
Yeah,
this is exploring his
known for
humanity
killing,
and stuff like.
not reading.
I mean, the game is called God of War for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
It's
How else would he express himself?
Yeah.
Finger painting.
But I mean, like, it'd be great if there was a finger painting mini game with his son, like just like here you go,
right.
like pop, pop,
But
pop.
with blood.
Like a little house, use some sunshine, and
Use
and
this boar's blood to make a nice
and a murdered
family
cyclops.
photo.
Use the blood of your enemies.
Yeah.
No, that's what you take a bath with.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, like the game is getting just amazing reviews. I think it's at 94 or 95 on Metacritic. Corey Barlog's the director of the game, and he had a reaction video out of opening up Metacritic for the first time after the reviews had gone gold.
Oh wow!
And he just like he just like for the first time looks at it, and he's got a reaction video, and he just starts like crying at his desk because he's just so happy about all the work that went in, because it was 5 years of all the work, and he's just like freaking out, super excited and all that stuff. So it's one of those like superhuman things, again, kind of like The Witcher, where when you bought The Witcher, it came with a thank you card, like thank you for supporting us, thank you for buying this game. And that reaction video is, one of those things, like these games are made by people, and a lot of times we get lost in that because the technology is crazy, but there's still hundreds and hundreds of people that make these games, and it means a lot to them when they put a game out there, and it means a lot to people, and I think this does.
Oh, for sure.
But I'm only 5 hours in. And I love it, and the combat is awesome. It takes a little bit of getting used to because the way that the mapping is on the controller, you use R1 and R2 primarily for the light and heavy attacks.
I was gonna say, and so are there any like advice or tips that like you really need to like pay attention to when you're playing it?
Yes, it's not like it's not Bloodborne or anything like that where it's going to kick your ass, but this is an action game. Like, I mean, they don't hold your hand. You're going to die. If you go into the wrong area and fight at the wrong enemy at the wrong time, like you're going to get your butt kicked.
Well, that's good to know.
And like there's a lot of RPG elements to the game, like leveling up your gear, leveling up Kratos, leveling up Atreus.
That's cool.
It's just really good.
They level up separately?
Yeah, like you get experience for killing and exploring and things like that and completing challenges, and then you use that experience to buy new styles of combat and different ways that Atreus can help you, so he can like throw potions at you or throw different types of attacks at you. Different combos that Kratos can make, things like that. So it's definitely a lot more intricate than your normal God of War game. But I can't recommend it enough. I don't want to get into like the story or anything like that because the story so far has been great. I do want to mention one thing. The first boss fight in that game is about an hour and a half into the game, and it was like, okay, here we go. For that first boss fight is like worth the price of admission immediately. It's like a fucking superhero fight.
That's awesome.
If we ever get like a Superman game that feels like that, or an Iron Man game, like any like superhero, badass superhero game that feels like that fight did, that game's gonna go bonkers. I mean, it just is visceral, fast. It looks amazing. The sound effects to it are great. I can't recommend it enough. I hope you guys all buy it and try
That's
it.
awesome. Well, it sounds like I'm gonna have to because nobody was really sure if it was gonna be just another like just another God of War game or if they went outside and broke the boundary of what the game is, and it sounded like they did with incorporating all these different elements. So I'm looking forward to it.
Like 40 media outlets gave it a 10. It might be up.
Yeah, right. I'll trust them.
So yeah, I'm gonna be picking it up too.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, like the game got unveiled with this full orchestra at E3 a few years ago, and we were all like, "Is that God of War? Holy shit, that's God of War!" And then it just went on from there. And I think we kind of forgot about this game a little bit coming into this year because everybody was stoked about Red Dead Redemption and Spider-Man and which we'll talk about a little bit later and things like that. But man, damn,
have you guys ever heard of the
fucking awesome
the Evil Dead musical?
The musical? Yeah, I've heard of it.
So,
like
at the front row, they have, like, the blood splatter zone, so you're supposed to wear white shirts because you can just get blood all over you and because it's just crazy.
Yeah, it's like a Gallagher
that would have been
comedy show.
Yeah, right? That'd be crazy if they opened up the God of War release that way. They're just, like, everybody in the front just got splattered. And, like, oh, man. Right? That'd be awesome.
It's a hell of an E3 show.
All those press people just like covered.
Exactly.
It was amazing.
This game is going to be that epic. Be drenched in the blood of our enemies. God of War. I think that would have pissed people off, but it would have been really funny for a press event. Anywho.
Yeah.
When you get your stuff set up, Mike, you got to buy it. Play it.
For sure.
I think you'll love
Well, I mean, it's set up now, so I just have to like unpack the rest of my game, see what I have. I might trade in a couple things just so I can get it.
He has
a
to
little
walk
cheaper.
15 miles to the store.
Yeah. Do you have to get on like a dog sled to get to the nearest game store?
Yeah,
from
and
you?
we have to travel over a glacier and through a cave to get it. So.
And then it's delivered by drone.
Yes. But that's just to make the order. When they deliver it by drone. So you have to go back home that way first. You don't even actually get it that day. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but fun stuff. I will tell you what, I'm going to go visit a Blockbuster and take some selfies. So, because they exist here. They freaking exist here.
You better.
Blows my mind. They're like 10 years behind here in Alaska.
If they got that stuff from John Oliver, you got to go take some pictures.
I will. Yeah, if they do, I'm at the. There's a couple of them here, believe it or not. So I'll go to the one closest to my house and see if they have it there. And if it's not that one, I'll go to the other one. And if it's not that one, then I don't know where it's at because, we'll see. But yeah. And the next.
I mean, just taking your picture with Russell Crowe's jockstrap was got to be a life-changing experience.
Yeah,
you've been to Lucasfilm, but who cares?
It would be definitely interesting and picture-worthy. So. Especially since it's something we saw on television that we're able to do in real life. Because it's just down the street randomly. The hell? It's so weird. Oh, man.
You walk into that Blockbuster, you just ask them, it's like, listen, can you open the case? I just need to sniff it a little.
No, thanks for sending me that video, though, because I needed that. Like, I'm going to bring the video into Blockbuster, and I'll just say, I see this video. Where's Russell Crowe's shit at? I want to see it and take photos with it. They're probably going to look at me like, what the hell?
I hope he puts it on his head like the kids from Weird Science.
Oh, God. Oh, man. All right, so this is an interesting one. I saw a few articles bouncing around the past week or two, and I'm noticing this come up a lot more in games recently. I mean, it's been around for a while, but like in games where you can actually choose your characters and your gender and the different identities that you can create, like what do you guys choose and why? Like,
for creative characters.
What was that?
For creative characters.
Yeah, for creative character games, kind of like if you're playing RPGs or like if, for instance, like I don't know, like the World of Warcraft or the Fallout or like the Fortnites or even the Destiny games, or whatever, any games where you can like actually like create your own character and you assume that identity of the character, and like there's a mixed bag of things, right? From I hear at least from people and the way I see, and when I experience it like on game chats. So, but I want to see what you guys think because it's an interesting topic.
Don't you?
I talked for like 10 minutes already.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Like, you know, when I can create a character in a game, I usually just try to relate it as much as possible to myself. I usually do just make a male character. I translate well to the video game medium, and there's like a lot of like very creepy examples. Like, I have a Nintendo me that is undoubtedly me. My brother built me in EA's Fight Night years ago, and it was fucking scary. I was looking in a digital mirror, and I thought it was going to take my soul.
You got some uncanny valley shit going on.
Yeah.
With you.
Oh, it was terrifying.
That is kind of funny.
Fucking terrifying. Yeah. So I mean, like most games, like I'm able to make a version of myself. So like, you know, I like experiencing it. Like if they're going to give me the opportunity to put myself in the game, as it were, then yeah, I'm going to make me because I like me. I'm pretty cool.
All right. Well, it's like because you hear girl.
So,
I've talked to different girl gamers who are like, you know, they're like, yeah, well, I'll be a girl then because I can actually be myself. But sometimes they're like, but I like experiencing opposite stuff, you know, like so sometimes they'll choose guys, and you see guys being girls a lot in video games, and they're like, and people are like, well, why are they doing that, or I just want to see boobs or whatever, you know, but like. It's like some people I feel like relate to their character, and some people try to escape and try to be something completely different that they wouldn't be. Whether it's like even some Battlefront or not Battlefront, Battlefield games, or like I don't know, different Dragon Quest I think even does it. There's just a bunch, Dragon Age I think that's what I meant to say. There's a bunch of other games
like,
that,
you know, Star Wars or, you know, anything.
Yeah, because like they have like different like races even, you know, even if you're a guy like. And people are just like, well, sometimes I like try to choose something completely different to experience the game as that character to see how they would be, you know, and that.
Yeah, and I'm sure that would come out more in a fantasy setting.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I mean, like, you know, if in Star Wars, if you want to be like a Twi'lek or a Wookiee or like something like that, like because like a setting like that, a grandiose setting, gives you that kind of like that kind of fantasy. Like maybe if you don't need a character to relate directly to you because you can be anything. It's like maybe, you know, that's harder for people to ignore sometimes. It depends on like how they like to experience their stories.
Yeah. Well, it's true too.
You know, like if they don't feel like they have to be in it personally, then they can just kind of go nuts and just do whatever they want. You know?
It's interesting too because some games actually, like for me personally, I try to create my characters to like represent me as well too, so I can experience it. But like. If I've played the game a bunch before, sometimes I'll create something completely opposite, like a girl character, just to see if the game's experienced in a different way or the story's affected in any way, and just to get a different perspective. Because, like, sometimes I get burned out on, like, how some games are so similar in regards to, like, gear type and how it looks and how it reacts and all the stats and everything, and I'm like, I want to choose something different to see what it's like. So maybe the chick's like a sorcerer or like something different, and you get different type of gear set items and different combo stacks and like different damage output. And I'm like, whoa, this is cool. It's totally different than I'm experiencing before because I'm always choosing the warrior dude or like the, you know, the tank guy or whatever, the DPS guy, and you're like, I never experienced the other side. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, sure. Especially if it's something you played twice and you're looking for a different avenue to enjoy it a second time, and you don't want to play it exactly the same way.
Yeah.
Well, where's the fun in that?
How do you guys feel about games that don't give you the choice? Right. So like the Tomb Raiders, the Nathan Drakes, even the Zelda, right? Because Breath of the Wild, like people like say like Zelda's like. It's almost gender neutral because if he doesn't talk, it's kind of like.
So I mean, is this heading towards like a sexism thing? Like, no, I don't play Tomb Raider because Lara Croft is a woman.
No,
she has
no,
boobs.
not at all. No, it's just interesting to compare the two.
No, it's just the story.
Yeah, well, I was just saying
especially
because
games like that that are story driven that have a character in mind. I want to play as the character that you want to make.
What I find,
I don't care if that character is male, female, alien, human, whatever. I want to play as the character that you've created.
What I found,
like that developer, this is your story. I want to play as your character.
But like what I was saying is what I found super interesting, especially about Zelda, is that since they don't use voices, like, yeah, Link's a guy, but like at the same time, I feel like anybody could apply that because when you're playing as Link, but like I almost feel like I'm Link. You know what I mean? Because like they tailor it to like you become that character almost when you're playing it. And you're like, this is kind of cool. Like I'm.
Well, some games do like the silent protagonist kind of thing, and that helps him relate to you.
Yeah, I think that's
you know?
interesting. That's kind of cool because I'm like, yeah, I'm Link. This is sweet. You know, so it's like, I don't know.
Right.
I think if they gave you
He's
the
very
option-
androgynous, though.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, you're right.
I think if they gave you the option to play as a female Link or a male Link, I think it would be
Don't they already have that?
In a
Zelda Hyrule Warriors. I think,
yeah,
right?
I think
There's a female
It was
Link.
3DS,
right? Yeah, I've
right?
seen production art.
If I think
it's
so.
Link.
I'm not
It's
sure.
Link Lee.
I never played Hyrule Warriors.
I think it's called Link Lee.
But if they, is it okay?
Yeah.
If they gave you the option, I think for a mainline Zelda game, right? Like let's say they make the next Zelda game, and you can be a female Link or a male Link. I think it'd be a 3 or 4 day story of some dudes freaking out that Link's a girl now too, instead of Zelda's
You ruined my childhood.
Yeah, and the rest of us would just be like, all right, cool. I'll probably play as a female Link now.
Yeah.
Like I'll probably check it out.
Well, I think it's
I mean, is there a difference in, is she faster? Is she stronger? Is she better at magic? Is there anything that differentiates her?
Well-
Or is it just a gender swap?
no. I don't think it's a gender slot. I mean, I think Link. I'm not sure if you pronounce it Link Lee or Linkle, but it's the Hyrule Warriors Legends game. How she's got like dual crossbows, and she's like quick and stuff, and she's totally different.
That's
so
pretty dope.
yeah,
Sure.
like I think that's just like a different approach on how she actually rolls, and destroys things.
I think it's cool. I don't care either way. It
No,
doesn't really
I
matter
don't.
to me
I don't
whatsoever.
either.
Like,
I just found it interesting that like
I mean,
you make yourself the character, but like in some games they don't give you the choice. You still feel like you're yourself, but you're a different character because they do that good of a job with the story and the gameplay mechanics.
sure.
You know what I want? Never mind this this man and woman thing. I need a Homeward Bound video game where you play as a lost dog who has to adventure through mountains and dangerous cities
Heck yeah!
to find his way back to his owner.
That is that gonna be really a thing? 'Cause that sounds cool.
That's something I want to play.
Are you playing as the golden retriever or the pit bull, or are you playing as the cat? What are you doing?
I like them all. I like them all.
Is that really a game?
they're good
Because that would be
boys.
amazing.
Oh, good. I don't think it could be a game because if that dog ever got hurt or was killed or anything like that, it would just crush people.
Never mind.
They would
that
just
game's
cry.
made. Yeah. Yep. It'd be
No, it's
the
like
first-
Grand Theft Auto. You black out and then you wake up at a vet's office.
There
Oh,
you
yeah,
go.
sure.
That'd be better.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
Like for the main basic point of the question that you would ask, like if we're playing a game like Mass Effect or Dragon Age or games like that. I mean, or like Skyrim, things like that. KOTOR, yeah, exactly. God, I knew KOTOR so bad. I just restarted Jade Empire because now you can play it on Xbox One, and I'm playing a different character.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. Like Mass Effect, when I played it the first time, I played as the dude because that was what they used in all their marketing and all that stuff. So that was my shepherd because you kept him from 1, 2, 3, all that stuff. And then when I replayed it, I played as the female shepherd, and then I realized that the voice actor is like 10 times better than the dude voice actor. So now I try to find out whose voice do I want to listen to.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Like who am I gonna want to listen to for the next like 40 hours? The dude shepherd was okay, and then the female shepherd was like way better. I think it was.
It's like A voice talent as opposed to like C voice talent.
yeah. I mean, like the lady that did the voice of female shepherd was freaking awesome, and I can't remember her name at the moment, so I kind of sound like a jackass. But her voice acting was incredible, and when I started playing Andromeda, I started playing as the female version of that, hoping that again I'm getting a better
Jennifer
voice actor.
Hale,
I
by
didn't
the way.
know, but it was female shepherd. That sounds right because
Yeah.
that's Cortana, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that Cortana? I thought it was Peach.
Yeah, no, she's done a lot of
Maybe
different work
she
for
both?
Mass Effect, Metroid Prime, Metal Gear Solid, BioShock, and
Yeah, I know she's like a really good, really big voice actor. I just couldn't. Her name escaped me.
yeah, she's female shepherd. It
But
says.
that goes into my decision now. It never did before, and now it does.
Yeah.
So I try to do that.
I'm gonna start doing that's interesting. I never really thought of that. So interesting. All right. Well,
If there's no differentiation in how the character plays, that gets that gets put into
Mass
it.
Effect's different.
But like you guys were saying, like if you're playing Gauntlet or
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate or something like that, where the female character has different skills, abilities, things like all that stuff, then again we're getting back to what I want to play as the character type wise, as opposed to who the character
I feel like
is.
RPGs are different because they have like different quest sets and stuff like that, and how other characters treat you and stuff. So that's all.
Sure. Dragon Origins was a big thing with that, because if you played as an elf or a dwarf, the game treated you differently
That's
than
funny.
if you played as a human.
It discriminates you as a dwarf.
I like how
but
South Park gives you different difficulties based on.
Yes.
Like your journey is very different based on your skin color.
Oh yeah, South
Yes,
Park.
exactly.
Yeah.
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 Actually, yeah, I forgot about that. That's true too.
Yeah, like Dragon Age, you deal with a lot of racism in Dragon Age, because if you play it, if you're playing as a non-human, they treat you differently as a dwarf or an elf. Like there's parts you go into the game where they treat you like crap.
That's interesting.
So
I'll have to play that and see what that's
Yeah.
like. All right, let's move on quickly to the next one though. That was an interesting topic. You want to bring this up, Dante? Spider-Man.
oh, Spider-Man.
I'm so excited for it.
So it's coming out. So it comes out on a Friday, and it comes out on September 7th. I'm sure everybody's like seen this. By the time you listen to this, I would assume that you've seen all the coverage from Game Informer.
One would hope.
Yeah, it's by Insomniac, and they're a top 5 developer for me. And Spider-Man is my dude. As far as comic book characters go, that was. I love Batman and X-Men and Green Lantern and Superman and all that, and Daredevil and all those guys, but Spider-Man was my dude. So
They go to pancake breakfast. They do it every month.
You're damn right. Like this is a dream pairing for me, and I think we've talked about this on the podcast before. The only team that I would have thought that might have even been close to as good as them is the guys that made Infamous and Sly Cooper and all that. Like,
oh yeah,
that's a hell of a team. They could have done a good job, because Infamous is awesome. But this is a fucking knock it out of the park pairing. And if you've played Sunset Overdrive, you know that the way that they use movement and locomotion is absolutely perfect for this.
Yeah, it's exciting.
The video that they released of him swinging through the city is just perfect.
I hope it's not on the rails too much when you do that. Like, I hope you can actually control and be like, I want to climb up this building, and then you can climb up that building. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, well I mean, like that's something that they're definitely doing. They have to.
Good.
You were able to do shit like that even like in Activision's shitty PS1 Spider-Man games.
Yeah. Well, it's like I don't know.
Spider-Man 2 and Ultimate Spider-Man on the PS2, Xbox One, and GameCube era is like those games let you swing through the city and have some autonomy to explore and all that stuff. And this,
which was the one with Bruce Campbell?
Looks like it's got all of them.
Wait, did he narrate all of them for real?
I know he did.
He's in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, I know he did Spider-Man 2.
Okay, all right. I mean, I love Bruce Campbell, so I just didn't know if they're gonna have him voice narrate.
Oh, you mean
again.
like he narrated the games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, he was the narrator. Yeah.
Or is it Oh my god, it might just be PS1, the Spider-Man PS1 from Neversoft. Crap, I don't remember.
There was
It's
one
been
for
too long. Too many beers
PS3,
ago.
I thought too, that he did. That was more new.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it's been a while, so I'll have to look it up.
But yeah, there's a bunch of videos from Game Informer that was their cover story. They're the ones that revealed the release date and all that stuff, and there's going to be more stuff coming out, I think, at E3 with more costumes to play as, and the story seems really awesome. This is their version of Spider-Man. There's no tie to any TV show, movie, none of that crap. They're not being held to any other storyline, any narrative, any of that stuff. They get to do what they want to do. So this is like the Marvel version of Batman Arkham Asylum and City.
That was a smart move on Marvel's part. Not to pinch them and make them, yeah.
Hell yeah, it was.
Sweet.
And this is Spider-Man as like a 7-8 year veteran of being in that role. So he's not, a rookie doing all this stuff. Like he kicks ass, and it just looks great. The way he moves in the city and swings and all that stuff, it just looks badass.
So when early September rolls around, I'll just consider you out of town for about a month.
Well, it's the same weekend that football comes back too, so so you may as well.
Bye, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to swing through the buildings here.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll get Spider-Man on Friday. I'll stay up all night on Friday, stay up all night on Saturday, and then watch football for 12 hours and then sleep.
That's the way to do it.
The Dolphins will make me cry, and then I will sleep.
Oh, good lord. Oh, man, that'll be fun. So, I mean, it's the weekend, right? So, what are you guys currently playing right now?
You playing it? All right. Well, I've been kind of busy lately. I've been popping in and back and forth in Destiny to see what they've fixed so far.
I have to do that.
Yeah, they really improved like the overall game speed and stuff. They're trying to fix a lot of stuff in PvP, but they've also added a whole bunch of stuff to like PvE to make it. They've buffed all the weapons and they've changed a lot of like meta stuff. Like the now auto rifles aren't as overpowered as everything else, or above anything else, I should say. Like because now pulse rifles are the meta in PvP. So, but they're trying to give everybody like a fighting chance.
That's good.
But there's still a lot of shit they have to do to that game to make anybody want to come back that isn't like a hardcore Destiny player.
I swear a lot of people have left and gone just to play other stuff because people were addicted.
Yeah, they've moved on to because the thing is, I read an article and it's a very good point. The thing is like when Destiny 1 was around, there wasn't really any other games like it at the time, like a live service first-person shooter RPG. Like, it was kind of the only game in town, and now there's several other games like it that offer the same type of experience. So it's like, with everything Bungie did to dumb the game down for casuals and, like, basically, filthy casuals, and make it boring, there's other stuff in the sandbox now.
Yeah.
Lots of people are trying that other stuff now, and then they have no need to come back unless something drastic happens.
Well, are you talking about Battle Royale games, or are you talking about other action adventure games that are multiplayer?
Well, a little bit of everything. There's, there's Fortnite, there's PUBG. Those have massive followings. People just spend a lot of time on Overwatch if they want to, whet their PvP appetite.
That's true.
There's Warframe, which is a very different game than when it was first released. It's a lot of people are calling that a Destiny killer now.
Oh, we should play that.
There's a lot of stuff out there to play. If you're looking for that kind of live service experience, but I digress because I don't want to spend 15 minutes talking about Destiny again.
No,
but
fine.
the other thing I've been playing is Shadow Warrior.
Oh, yeah, me too. You got me doing that. I've been playing that on my laptop.
Yeah, Shadow Warrior is incredible.
Who wants some wang?
I didn't really pick it up until it was free, but Mike and I used to play it on PC when we were very young. Mm-hmm. So kind of had an attachment to it. It came out as kind of like a quasi, not a sequel to Duke Nukem, but it was a game built on the same engine, the same PC build engine that they built Duke Nukem with, and it just had It had an angry Japanese man, or I'm sorry, Chinese. His name was Lo Wang, and he was a mercenary
/ ninja.
So now but he was an older guy in the original game, and they kind of refreshed the game. The first one came out in 2013.
Yeah, that's right, 2013. Mm-hmm.
And I never really played it, and then it was Xbox gave it to me, and it's really fun. They've dialed up how goofy and bloody it is.
Actually, I'll take that back.
Everything that Duke Nukem Forever should have been.
So, like, the first remake of the game came out in 2013. The original Shadow Warrior game came out in 1997.
1997.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the one with the geisha girl boobies and killing all the bunnies and stuff, and the who want some wang? That's where that came from.
Yeah, who want some wang?
Yeah.
You no mess with Lo Wang.
Exactly. And so that got adapted to...
No, he was a really funny character. I found him funnier than Duke.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
I just... maybe it was because it was such a stereotypical thing, whatever, but...
I think it was because he had more energy.
No, it was very funny. And they've kind of done that... they've kind of done that in the new one, except they've made him like a much younger guy. But like, you know, their reliance on the Stan Bush song, "The Touch," having that be his like favorite song that he listens to while he's driving and shit. Like it's just they've made it a really fun experience, and the game itself is just as linear and limiting as those old shooters. Like they didn't try to make it like a big sandbox thing. You still have your very limited areas you can go in, like those old type of shooters.
But there's still a little exploration.
So I mean, some people may be turned off by that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of for me it kind of just feels like a natural progression of that same system. If you liked that game as it was in '97, you can play an actual like a reboot of it. But I mean, you have that right there.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a lot of fun. I can't wait to beat it and pick up number 2.
I love what they did. They did add the 90s FPS approach to it as well by creating off the trail hidden path things for secrets on levels.
Oh yeah, little secret areas.
But they're not obvious.
Yeah.
They're not obvious at all. So you kind of have to really look, and if you find them, you actually feel like, damn, I found a secret. Sweet, like back in the old day. You know?
Yeah, nothing's a gimme, just like it used to be back then.
Exactly. So yeah, that's right. That's what I've been playing.
Dante?
I'm just playing God of War. I already spent 10 minutes talking about it, so go ahead.
Okay, no, that's fine. The last thing that we were going to talk about is Super Troopers 2, and then we'll be done.
Littering and...
Do you want to do that right now?
Yep.
You do that right now? Okay.
Yep.
Are you saying meow?
I'm saying meow, right, meow?
God, that movie is so... God, I loved it.
And I'm close to Canada here. I'm going to go get my Liter Cola card. You have that here?
Fries and gravy, sir.
I really liked it. I was pleasantly surprised, and we all got burned real bad by the dumpster fire that Anchorman 2 was.
Oh yeah.
So this being a 17-year window, you know, didn't really have a whole lot of... I mean, I hoped it would be good, but I didn't want to get my hopes up.
Same here. I had low expectations.
And, man, they did such a good job. I loved it, man. It's such a stupid premise, but who gives a shit?
Right, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It was executed
You're coming
flawlessly.
back to the characters and the
was-
goofy shit they do.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, like my sister said this, like when we saw it, like they did and Eddie too, like they did a really good job of having a lot of new jokes, but they also did a great job of paying homage to like some of the old jokes, but in a new way.
In a different way, yeah.
So it wasn't like them, you know, playing the hits as it were. Like they did a great job.
Yeah, the balance was perfect. Just enough nods to the original and winks at you as somebody who's probably seen the first one if you're in that theater for the second one.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. The new stuff was just as good. So like I was super happy that I wasn't disappointed.
Yeah, me too.
And our theater, it may have been because we were seeing it at 9:30 on 420, but our theater was packed.
Oh, same here.
Like our theater, like it was like the fucking Avengers in there, man. Like there was no seats other than the first couple rows. That's all that was left, and the whole rest of that theater was packed. And it was crazy. I did not expect that.
Wow.
I really didn't.
Yeah,
No,
I
not
didn't.
after, like,
I didn't
17
either.
years.
But you know, was the best of all. There was a couple scenes that made everybody. I don't know what it was about the timing, but there were like 2 or 3 main jokes in that. I think it's because we're close to Canada, but that were like Alaska jokes with like the bears and the Native Americans and a couple of the jokes that they made. The people started laughing, and I was like, what was funny about that? And they're like, that's so freaking Alaska reference, because it talked about mooses, the bears, and the Eskimos and the Native Americans, and everyone was dying laughing in the theater. And my friend told me, he goes, that's totally based on Canada and Alaska and stuff right there. And I was like, no shit. So it was funny. So it was the Intuit joke.
I really hope we get a third. I really, really, really hope we get.
And the moose joke, how they
Well,
want
it
to fuck
opened
mooses.
just Friday. It made 7.9 million, which they're already impressed that it did that.
What did it take? $12 to make this thing?
Yeah, right.
No, 13. It had a budget of 13.5 million.
That is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Well,
and they already made more than half of it back.
The number one important thing that I found out from that movie is that you need a ladder to fuck a moose.
Well, some people.
No, everybody
You might,
does.
Mike.
No,
Yeah.
these guys were like 6'5". They still need a ladder to fuck a moose.
So it's butthole's pretty high up, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I loved it, man. Oh God, I like not to give away. I mean, if you've seen the trailer, you know that they steal the Mounties uniforms.
Yeah.
Like that whole group of scenes, man. That whole group of scenes just put me in tears. I was
Same
laughing
here.
so hard at some of that stuff.
Same here. I died laughing. It was so funny to see a lot of the jokes that they pulled off in that. And the actors
Oh,
that
yeah.
they had in there they were great. The main mayor of Canada, what was that? Rob, what was his name in real life?
Yeah,
Rob
Lowe.
Lowe.
That's Rob Lowe,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh God, he does such a great job. Like even the Mounties that speak French and Canadian, they're like American actors, right? Like I think they're American actors.
No, I think a couple of them are Canadian.
I know the one dude, the bigger dude that was bald, played Curly in the Abomination that was the new Three Stooges movie.
That was Will
Well,
Sasso.
in some of the outtakes after the movie,
That
they're
is-
speaking
yeah. Okay,
English
Mad TV.
perfectly
Yeah.
clear with no accents or anything. They're like, "Oh man, hold on, let me redo my accent." Like, so I was like, "Dang, they didn't even have accent. They just faked the whole thing. They're good actors." So that surprised me.
Yeah, I mean, I think a shout out needs to be made as to how good those guys look after 17 years.
Absolutely.
Like they don't. Fargo doesn't look like he aged a day.
Nope.
No, I don't know how they're taking care of themselves the way they carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
'Cause they got
kidding.
some party stories.
Like they froze themselves in carbonite like Han fucking Solo or something. Like, shit was crazy. It's crazy.
I'm not sure if they actually
Oh,
party the
man.
way they do in the movies, but I'm pretty sure they do. I don't know. But how do they look like that? We'll never know.
I don't know. It's amazing. It feels like 17 years didn't go by in between.
Yeah,
movies.
it was like
Yeah.
next week.
So,
Yeah.
would you guys rather have Beer Fest 2 or would you rather have Super Troopers 3?
Super Troopers 3.
Yeah, probably Super Troopers 3. I mean, Beer Fest was okay.
I loved Beer Fest, but there's probably better stories you could tell in Super Troopers.
Absolutely.
Other than the Beer Fest guys just going to another Beer Fest.
Yeah. Also, Canadian shenanigans cracks me up. I forget what they called it. I forget what they called it, but the Canadian shenanigans.
That was pretty funny. The liter of cola, watching Farva's face light
Yeah.
up as he had a liter of cola.
What, you have that here?
I really liked the Canadian Farva.
Yeah. Oh God, yes.
And when they had the stare down like game recognized game.
Yep.
And they just kind of looked each other up and down, winced a little bit, and moved on with their lives.
Yeah, that was
That
good.
I died on that. I was like, did you guys get the coffee joke too? Do you want some cream fraiche with that? Are you sure?
Oh well, yeah, cream
Cream
fish.
Creme
Creme
fraiche?
fraiche? Creme fraiche? No. Yes. No. Yes.
Oh yeah, that was like directly lifted. There was no way if you've seen the first one, you don't know that one.
Yeah, I love that. It was funny. Well, some people
That
I don't
was
know if
very
they got
cool.
it because no one laughed except for me. I was laughing.
Maybe you were seeing it with people who hadn't seen the first
Maybe.
Bums.
Maybe.
one. Bums.
All bums. So, anywho. So yeah,
That's all I
go
got.
see it if you haven't seen it. That's all I have to say.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I recommend it. If you've been anywhere near the first one, it's worth your time.
Go see Super Troopers and go play God of War. That's all I got.
Yeah, agreed. That's all I got, gents.
I got more. I just don't want to really. I don't want to give it up.
All right. Well, next week. All right.
Next week.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
All right.
See ya.